What? No, I can't find the keys to the truck. I just had them. Why are we laughing?
Because somebody gives me a very hard time if I ever lose keys. If you just put them back in the same place all the time, you always know where they are, right? Where were they?
They were in the house.
And on the key hook?
No, they were not. I was getting ready to take a shower, right? So they were...
Oh, of course, in the bathroom.
In the bathroom underneath my clean clothes.
Obviously.
Okay.
It's hot in here.
It's hot in here.
I would be curious to know what normal people do on a Friday night. So here's how a Friday night goes at our house. We were planning on having a hotel night with the kids, like a movie night, but we were all going to sleep in the living room, except honestly Tom and I were going to sneak into our bedroom after the kids fell asleep. But anyways, the kids wanted to have a hotel night because our air conditioner is still not working. So we have the window unit in the TV room, so we were going to watch a movie, everybody sleep in the living room. That'll be fun. We rented 2 Redbox movies. So instead what happens is I met my parents a little bit earlier picking up the kids. I had had some showings and then was going to get them. Tom was home cutting up the tree and trying to get the lawnmower working. And Tom calls me frantic and says, "You need to get home. Someone's coming to look at my truck and I do not have it at all cleaned out."
So I put the truck on Craigslist and did not get it ready at all. It was full of stuff, cab and a box, and it was dirty.
Yeah, filthy. I mean, you probably haven't really cleaned it since you got it.
No, I probably actually haven't cleaned it at all, like ever.
Last fall.
And I still need to, the guy's on his way right now, and I need to finish vacuuming.
So instead, I was also going to finish, I started staining our front steps because we're actually having company on Friday night. And so we just, like, our deadline for next Friday night is have all the little projects finished. All the insurance projects that still aren't done, the tree cleaned up, just these little things like maintenance things like staining the steps and painting some things. Like we were like, okay, we're gonna have this all done. So I was gonna start working on that tonight. Too dead. Nope, we instead had to turn our attention towards cleaning out the truck. I know why Tom does this, because otherwise you'd never get it on Craigslist.
You'd never do it,
You'd never sell it. And like we talked about in our Prius video, he would like to sell it because we don't need the truck anymore. But, so I understand the logic, it's just, this seems to be how our Friday nights go a lot of times.
Well, I think what it comes down to is I have so many things going on all the time that, like, I've wanted to get the truck ready, I just didn't have time to, so I thought, you know what, let's just throw it on Craigslist quick. I know that by getting it on, then if somebody calls and wants to come and look at it, then I get it ready. Then it's like, okay, well, then I shift priorities.
I know. I just wish it didn't involve me.
Well,
so here's where we're at with things. There were some questions about what we're going to do with the wood from the oak tree that came down. The limbs are going to go to Tom's sister and brother-in-law who burn wood for heat.
So yeah, all the small branches will get cut up into logs, and my brother-in-law and sister will burn those for wood or for heat. The trunk, the bottom of the tree was rotten a little bit, so we're cutting that off, and then we're going to take the trunk to a sawmill and get it cut into boards, and then I'll build something out of it.
Yeah, so there's a little sawmill not far from us, so we'll take you along when we do that. I think that'll be kind of fun. So that'll be cool. In regards to the air conditioner, Tom ordered a part that he thought would fix it. It did for like a little bit.
Yeah, so again, my priority list is all jumbled. I put the part in, I cycled the system, it turned on, it started blowing cold air, it ran for probably 15 minutes, and then it just...
Yeah.
And I haven't had time to look at it again, so I just turned the window unit back on.
It actually hasn't been too hot here this week. It's been in like the
Except
low 80s.
inside the car when it's not turned on.
Except inside the car. So that's been, it is what it is. The lawnmower's not working.
Yeah, could I have another thing to work on right now? So
it's kind of, yeah, and insurance projects, we finally got the siding to finish that.
Yep.
Still need to finish up the window on the shed, otherwise those are almost done. So those they were supposed to be done by the 25th this past Thursday, and I need to email our insurance.
Tomorrow.
tomorrow they'll be done. So you hold us accountable to that. But you did get most of the oak tree all cut up. But that made more work because the ground is like destroyed. So the guy's gonna be here in like an hour to get Tom's truck.
No, like a half hour.
A half hour. What would be your top tip for selling a vehicle on Craigslist?
How to sell it fast? Cheap, really cheap.
Well, what's funny is that in real estate, we always say price overcomes all obstacles, and I think you probably find the same thing on Craigslist too. That if it's not selling at a certain price, it's
the other thing. Like, so it's bothering me right now that that truck's not like meticulously cleaned, because that's what I think is the biggest seller. If I'm selling a used vehicle, I detail it from bumper to bumper, so when people come and look at it, it looks as best as it could, just like at a dealership would. Like it looks in its best condition right then and there. Because then it's an easier decision, because your competition on Craigslist, people are just running through a car wash and vacuuming it out.
Or they're pulling a Tom and listing it without having it done yet. Sorry.
Do you want me to finish this video with you?
I think you're exactly right. We've bought almost all of our vehicles. Almost all of our
Literally,
vehicles on Craigslist.
all of our vehicles except like 3.
And it is amazing when you go in a vehicle that's not clean. You're just kind of like, oh, get me out of here right away. So I think.
Or with an odor. Odors are bad.
Odor.
I'm a bad smell.
Yeah,
no.
pet hair. But otherwise, pictures, you have to have good pictures.
Good pictures, has to be
and a lot
clean,
of pictures.
Lots of pictures. Too many pictures. I mean, you can never have too much information before you drive somewhere.
And then write a good description. Don't just write one line. And
I actually break down pros and cons, because every vehicle we have has an issue.
Yeah.
So I do pros and cons.
That's a good way of doing it.
And every vehicle that I've sold usually has a lot of new parts in it. So I list all the stuff that we've replaced, all the improvements we've done to the vehicle, and then I list anything that makes it not perfect.
Yeah, and I think when you're forthcoming with those things, then people feel like you're not trying to pull one over on them, and they feel like they can trust you. Those are good tips. That's good. So.
And at the end of the day, I look at it too like, well, if we sell it cheap, then bless those people that we sold it to.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a blessing to them. Yeah, it's good.
Yep.
So I would really like to know what you do on a Friday night. Like, what were you doing last night? Because I just feel like we're like cleaning out, like crash cleaning Tom's truck. They're here baling our hay, which is good. I don't know, and trying to tell the kids keep coming out and they're like, when are you coming in to watch the movie? And we're like, 4 minutes. Like, give us 4 minutes. And we're all huddled in the living room because our air conditioning isn't working. So it's good. Like, we're living the dream.
But you know what? Life is good. Like, life is so really good right now. Like,
it's so good. Like, it's just, I just sometimes feel like it's weird. So I really would be curious to, like, what were you doing on Friday night? So just.
Yeah, what do normal people do on Friday night?
You are normal. We are not. So.
We are not, no.
But
at least I don't think we're normal.
I don't think we're normal. I don't know.
You want to know what we do for fun? Projects are on our property.
Go to Menards. Yeah. Like, if we're on a date, we'll walk through like the kitchen section.
Okay,
of Menards,
so we have had several dates that have been planned to go to a nice restaurant and ended up at a home improvement store or Chick-fil-A.
Well, because we get to the restaurant, they're like, oh, it's a 45-minute wait. We're like, if we still do this right, we can just do Chick-fil-A and Menards. So let's just, living the dream. So it's good.
It's our happy place.
Yeah. So it would be fun to know what you're up to. I'll show you how far I got on the steps, because they actually turned out really well. And I was painting the shed door because it needed to be done, but I had been sitting at my computer all day and I'm like, get me out of the house. So I'm just like, I went and started scraping it. Tom came home and he's like, what are you doing? You know, he's looking around at everything that needs to be done, and I'm like, I needed something mindless and physical, leave me alone.
I'm looking at everything that needs to be done and I'm thinking, that's what you decided you wanted to work on?
I just needed a project I could complete in like an hour and that just didn't take any brain power. And then the kids found me and then they wanted to help, but it's done. So, and it looks better than it did before.
Better-ish.
Better-ish. I didn't get outside of the door frame when I was painting, by the way. That was from the previous owner. Bless them. It's fine. Anyways, so then the weekend we are doing projects, weeding the garden, definitely seeing if there's any more hidden produce out there. That is our weekend. We'd love to know what you're up to, what normal people do on Friday nights.
By the way, isn't she awesome? 100,000 subscribers. If I had a YouTube channel, I would not have that many followers. Dawn's awesome.
Thank you. So I think on Tuesday we're gonna have a video with Tom and Diana and I celebrating. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think so. We'll just kind of recap the last 200. We're almost at 200 videos, which is wild. Do some behind the scenes and kind of celebrate. Well, thank you so much for watching. We would love it if you subscribe if you haven't already. And thumbs up is always appreciated. And give a thumbs up if you thought those were good, like Craigslist tips. I think that's good.
Or actually, so I know I've only sold like 40 some vehicles. And yes, I said only. If you have any tips that would help me out,
yeah,
like,
share your tips below. That's always fun to hear too. Yeah, good.
I'm always looking to sell a vehicle
sell it faster
quicker.
And for more money.
Quicker
Sign
and better.
us up, right? All right, well, we hope you have a really great weekend, and we look forward to visiting with you again soon.
Bye-bye. I gotta go vacuum out a truck. See you later.